Here we have a planter bed done with dwarf snapdragons. It had a lot of potential, but a few things have gone wrong here. Obviously, one of them being a lot of dead plants. I've pulled them out, and most of them were just sitting on the surface. They hadn't even really taken time to install them. Like, this was just kind of just sat on the ground and a little bit of soil tossed onto it. So lack of follow-through and the supervision of the work. The other thing is it hasn't been properly fertilized. Color requires a lot of fertilization. You can see that the foliage of the snaps has got a lot of yellowing to it. Really needed a big boost of nitrogen. In this case, a little bit of potassium nitrate, giving the plants some quick release nitrogen, and then a lot of kick in the bloom to get the flowers going out would have been great. But you can just see there's just too much yellowing to this foliage, not enough to push out a lot of growth. And that's important in color. Again, these are commercial plantings. This is not Chris picking on the homeowner. Someone got paid good money to come over here and do this job in front of this financial services building. They really would have done a much better job going with the dwarf snaps as they did on the perimeter, and at least down the middle in some sort of interesting formation have gone with a tall snap to kind of differentiate the planter bed, kind of give it a little bit of height characteristics. I'm usually against this mixture of colors. You know, you got yellow, blush pink, pink, orange, red, pink, fuchsia. I mean, that's just my own personal issues. You know, if you like having the mixed colors and you think that's going to work well, then go ahead and do it. I probably would have gone for a few lesser colors. I mean, this is December. It was probably planted looking at the plants in October. The other problem here is sparsity of the plants. You need about twice as many snaps in here. You shouldn't be seeing any soil, especially at this point of the planting. And these plants were planted, looks like, as 4-inch plants. And there's just so much open here. Obviously, the weekly maintenance has been horrible because the snaps that have passed on haven't been replaced. And there hasn't been a huge attention to the weeding. So a little bit better weeding, but mostly an appalling job of removing dead plants and replacing them. Really, it would probably just take about 4 flats of snaps to fill this in and to finish off the job. And then just a handful of fertilizer to get them growing. Snaps come in 3 typical sizes. Dwarf, like these. Intermediate, like we saw at the Caldwell Banker sign. And then tall snaps. Tall snaps are just, oh God, I just go crazy for those things. They are just absolutely unbelievable. At 3 feet tall, the perfume really just fills up the whole area of those tall, long flower branches, stalks. So when you're paying to have color done, make sure you're getting your values worth. Make sure you've got a specification as to it's going to be 4-inch by 4-inch, 6-inch by 6-inch, or 8-inch triangular planting. And if it looks thin at the plant at the end of the job, you know, make sure that the landscaper gardener is going to fill it in, either with a couple additional flats that you're going to pay for, or they're going to pay for. Figure it out ahead of time so that when the job is done, it comes off looking good. And the idea that these color plantings are going to last anywhere from 3 to 6 months, this is not looking good. I mean, you've got premium rent here in Westlake and some hideous now unmaintained, unattractive color planter.